Happy sleety morning to ya. Stephanie here. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, just welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Jeffree Star's Blood Lust Palette. I'm going to get into this look and I'm going to give you my thoughts at the end and just tell you, what I think about the palette and, my opinion. If that sounds good to you, just keep watching. So we're finally getting that lovely little sleet storm that hit Texas and moved through the Midwest. Now it's in New England, so lucky us. And I was gonna just film Get Ready With Me because I finally want to go over the Blood Lust palette from Jeffree Star, just give you kind of my thoughts after using it for a bit. And I was trying to get it done before I went into work because I figured, oh, it'll be a pretty quick review and I have to get ready for work anyways. It doesn't look like I'm going to work. It has not stopped sleeting since like 1 o'clock this morning, and it is coming down. Well, there's our sleet, steady coming in since last night. Ugh, it's like getting pelted with Slurpee. Gotta love it, man. And I don't know if you know anything about driving in sleet, but even when the plows come through, it's kind of a mess. And we're actually luckier than Texas and all of those areas because we have plow trucks. But in Vermont, plow trucks don't always go through. Like they wait until last minute, until you have like 4 or 5 inches of shit accumulated, and then they come and plow. So I don't have to be on duty until at least 8, and I've got more time now. Because I don't have to make that hour commute. So let's get into this, shall we? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start actually because I've got my foundation done and my concealer and all that stuff, but I just wanted to talk to you about this because even though this is completely unrelated to the Blood Lust palette, if you haven't picked this up from Walmart, run, don't walk. I mean, because listen, it's $5. $5 for this. You get the original butter bronzer, the new matte bronzer, this highlight, and this highlight is very pretty. See how nice that is? You get just a finishing powder, a blush, and this thing. I think that this is supposed to maybe be like their version of the Bare Mineral Veil, but it's, I'm not sure quite what to do with that. Like, I don't know if you could see that, but it's kind of bizarre. Anyways, all of the rest of this palette is amazing for $5, especially when you're paying like $14 for the original butter bronzer at Walmart. That's a steal of a deal, and you get the new matte bronzer, and I actually really like the new matte bronzers. I'm just gonna throw some of that on my face really quickly, just to give myself some kind of dimension. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, dimension. And it smells good. It smells like, it doesn't quite smell like the original butter bronzer though. It's got a different scent, but it still smells nice. That's a little better, right? Okay, so moving along. Anyways, good pick. If you can find it in your local Walmart, grab it. I mean, it's worth every penny for sure. All right, getting into this palette because it's lovely. It's got a bunch of dog hair on it already. I don't know, hopefully you can't see that. I had to kind of wipe some dog hair off because, dogs. Oh my God, and we went and put a deposit on a new puppy this weekend. I'll try and just put a little snippet of that cute little face in there. I know, I don't need any more dogs, but this is my husband's dog, so it'll be all right. That's a good enough excuse, right? Okay, so we're going with that. Anyways, dog fur aside and puppies aside. When you get the palette, it comes with one of these thick things. Look at that. Look at how thick that is. I mean, it's like If it were like just a hair thicker, you could press it and make a record out of it. Seriously, that's how thick those things are. If you're watching me, you've got to be almost my age, or know what a record is. Okay, so I waited to pull this thing off just because, I don't know, I don't like them to get dirty. Anyways, because of where I have my camera now, because I'm trying to keep my footage nice and crisp, I'm really far away from my mirror. So I'm probably going to have to use this mirror today. That being said, let's take a look at the colors, because when I first saw this palette, I was like, oh man, look at those purples. They're so pretty. And it actually looks just the tiniest bit washed out. There's a better representation right there of what the colors look like. And then I was like, ooh, that green is so pretty. And then I was like, that red, oh, that's a nice red. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, what am I going to use that green with in this palette? It doesn't really go with the palette. I don't know. I mean, you could, I guess, go in with this like light gray and a dark grayish and this and this. But who buys the palette for those colors? I mean, like, okay, so I have used this green and it's beautiful, but I've used it with different palettes, not this one. So I don't know. I'm just not, I don't know. Maybe somebody can make that work with these purples. I don't know. But today's look is going to be like the most obvious choice in this whole palette, which is going to be the purples. So I'm going to go in with this Deviant color, and then I'm going to deepen it up with Vivid Mood and Blood Queen. And then we have to use these two foil colors because they're gorgeous. Oh, and by the way, I haven't primed my eyes yet because I'm going to prime them with the NYX White. And I know the last time I tried to use this, I was like, fuck this stuff. But here's the fun fact, and this is what I figured out. If I take it on my finger and I just dab it on the back of my hand here like this, and then kind of just tap it on, it shears it out enough so that it doesn't look like clown paint. So that's what I've been doing with it. That seems to be working much better. I hate it when we get lots of snow and it's like that heavy snow and then it makes your house creak and you're always like, our house has probably been through much worse than this, but just that popping just... So, like I said, we're going in with this Deviant color first. And I really do like this light pastel lavender. It's a beautiful shade. Obviously the quality is there. There's a color that's similar to this in my Morphe Iced Out palette, or is it Iced Out? Whatever. The 35i, I believe it is. Anyways, there's a color that's similar to this in there, and it's not nearly as pigmented and nice. Okay, and next I'm going to go into that Vivid Mood color right here, just to deepen that up a bit. Add to that gradient. And kids, let me tell you, if you have to hold this palette while you're working with it, it gets heavy as all get out. I would recommend definitely putting this on a table and propping the mirror up. It's not a light puppy. Okay, and last for the mattes, I'm going to go into Blood Queen right here and just add more depth. I can't do it. I gotta put this sucker down. Okay, we're gonna try and do this long distance into my mirror. I'm gonna use my NYX glitter glue for those shimmer shades because they need it. I mean, they're like topper shades and they're beautiful, but I just like them to be like, you know what I mean? Like, hello, here I am. And I'm even gonna put that right over that purple. Okay, first shimmer shade we're gonna use is this Pink Magic. And I'm just gonna dive my finger right in there. Look at that. And I'm gonna put that on the purple end. Right over top of that. This is the Pink Magic right here on the outer. Now we're gonna go in with Wet Jewel, which is this pink right here. It's like a super shimmery, almost gold and pink duochrome. It's really, really, really lovely. And actually, you can't really see, it almost looks more silver in this light. Believe me, there is like the slightest little golden hint to it, but again, just digging my finger in there. Look at that. So pretty. Well, some big truck's braving our road. And I got a little bit on my under eye, but that's okay because I'm gonna run that around anyways. I'm gonna take one of my little Amazon detail brushes from that natural hair set that I got, and I'm just gonna go back into that Wet Jewel color right here and do the inner corner. And then I'm gonna take another one of my little detail brushes and run that Blood Queen down through the bottom lash line. And I just took some of that Wet Jewel again and just kind of blended it into that. Now I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna put on some eyeliner, mascara, do my brows, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. I obviously threw on some eyeliner. I used my well-loved Urban Decay Vice in the waterline, and I used my Glamlite calligraphy pen for the black eyeliner on top. I really still love this. This is so great. And for lipstick, I used the Maybelline Lip Color Palette. This is in 01. I don't even know if they sell these anymore. This is such a great underrated palette. I've hit pan on several of the colors, so I can't part with it, even if it's old, because it's that good. If you find it in the store, it's definitely one to grab because the colors are really great. And the lipstick feels really nice and creamy and smooth, and they stay on for quite a while. Okay, so my overall thoughts on this palette, the Blood Lust palette. You can't deny this packaging is just luxurious. It's beautiful. It's definitely like a Jeffree Star luxury style palette. And whatever you say about the guy, he goes big or he goes home. So it's beautiful. It's bulky, but it's definitely an experience. His luxury palettes like this in this luxury casing are definitely the aesthetic, the experience of it. That being said, this palette would have been a fantastic 9-pan palette. Honestly, you could have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All of those purples and this light gray, he could have consolidated into one palette, made the packaging smaller, and that would have been an ideal, beautiful purple, pinkish purple palette. And then he could have saved the rest of these other colors for either their own palette or, you know, as inspiration to work off for separate 9-pan palettes or whatever. So I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion. Again, when you buy a palette like this, you're really looking for the luxury and the aesthetic and, you know, the experience of it, as well as what's in the actual palette. So the blues and the reds and the green, they actually throw off my creative inspiration a little bit. So I just don't know if I'm just not creative enough. I don't know. Maybe. And I, like I said, I have used some of those colors in conjunction with other palettes, and they They're beautiful. It's the Jeffree Star formula, so you know it's going to be good. That's kind of a given, but I think it would have been a better 9 p.m. palette, but you know what they say about opinions. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button, ring that little notification bell, and it'll let you know when I'm uploading next. We'll see you again soon. Bye! Bye, bye, bye.